Hey guys, this is Tyler coming at you with a new tutorial for mostly musicians who have a little bit of background in After Effects. We're going to take this photo and we're going to give it a little life and bring some movement into it. Let me show you really quick the final result that I'm looking for.
Stuck in my feelings, so I'm reaching for my bag again. Can't see me swerving and squinting because my spaceship windows tinted. A lot of y'all talk, I'm an alien, live and learn, crawl, then walk. I'm a fly and eat bitches if the wings don't stall. I'm a star, that's a given.
I'm not going to show you the whole video just so that we save time, but if you actually like him, his name is Woke, and you can find him on Facebook and Instagram. So I took this photo of my buddy in his car, and we're just in a driveway, and we're going to make him out into, he's like, Tyler, I want to be out in space, and you know, and I just want a bunch of cool stuff. He didn't really know what he wanted. He just wanted it to be like a flying spaceship, which was the theme of his song. So I took this photo of him in his car, and what we're going to do is we're going to mask out the windshield. We're going to mask out the windows. We're going to even replace his screen that he has on there, and maybe make some make a visualizer or get one and have everything bump to the music. This will give it a lot of energy. So the first thing I want to do is I actually take it into Photoshop, and you can do this in After Effects as well with the masking tool, but just for ease I'm going to do this in Photoshop. So I'm taking and I'm rotoscoping, or I'm cutting out the windshield so that we can see behind it, because I'm going to save this as a PNG. So as I cut here, I'm going to actually fast forward through this part because it's pretty boring. It's just me kind of going through this. And I'm also going to mask out these windows as well. Just anything that can be seen, that we're going to see the space. So I'm not going to save it here because I already actually saved it as a PNG, but we're going to bring it into After Effects. And the first thing I'm going to do is drag it into a new composition. And now we can see that it's a PNG and the background is going to be transparent. So I'm going to take this stock footage that I found, I believe it was on Digital Juice, and it's just a space stock footage. You can use anything, find something on YouTube, whatever you want to do. But I like to stick with royalty-free content. And I'm going to actually duplicate it. I believe there's a way to just loop it, and I forgot what that is. But for me, I'm just going to duplicate it because I want this to run throughout the whole song. And so then I'm just going to set the opacity to 0 and then to 100 maybe a second later. And now I'm just going to keep duplicating and creating that so it just kind of blends into one looped video. And then once I got all of these together, I'm just going to pre-compose them to nest them into one composition. And now that you can see that it goes throughout the entire video, I'm going to pre-compose even this photo with the background. So what I want to also do is I want to keep this reflection. So I'm going to take the masking tool and I'm going to mask out the general screen, and we're going to turn this to screen, and we're going to pre-compose this and put this into a new layer. And what I want to do is I want to set it to screen and maybe set it the opacity a little lower. So then we're going to bring this visualizer or this equalizer, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to place it into the screen. And a lot of you are going to ask, well, how do I make a visualizer? What I do is you can find templates online, or you can create your own, but you're going to create a visualizer that's going to go with the music. So for the sake of time, all I did was I got a VideoHive template to put in here. But if you're looking for an actual tutorial, there's tons of tutorials online on how to do visualizers. So we're going to scale down this visualizer or VU meter, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to fit it to the size of the screen. And then we're going to add a mesh warp to it so that we can just take these corners and these edges and make it look like it's got a little bit of a curvature, like it's in the screen. And after we do this, we're going to pre-compose it and move all the attributes to that composition so that nothing is affected if we do add other visuals to it. But then we'll put it underneath that reflection layer, and now it looks like it's actually in the screen. But I'm noticing that the edges of the composition still kind of show. So what I'll do is I'll just mask it, and then we'll come down to the comp and just feather the mask a little bit to blend it into the screen. So now let's work on the mirror a little bit. So we'll go back to the main image composition, and we'll just copy the background layer and then paste it in this composition right underneath the main image. Because what we're going to do is mask out the mirror, and it's going to show the space underneath that layer. So we're going to mask it out, and then we're going to actually invert the mask. And that's going to keep all of the image intact, and then all we're going to see is actually what's inside the mirror. Now to make it stand out, we're going to go to frame blending and time reverse the layer, and this will make it play in reverse. I definitely don't want it to look like I just flipped it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset the timing on that so it looks like space has passed, and then it's going to pass in the rearview mirror a little later. This will also separate it from the background, because if you just reverse it, it will look like you just reversed an image. Now let's go over to the actual music track. If you haven't imported it, just import it and drag it down to the bottom of the composition. And what we want to do is we actually want to bring out the bass. So we'll go over to the effects panel. We'll drag over the bass and treble effect onto the audio, and we'll bring up the bass and lower the treble all the way. And this is going to bring out the beat. So I'm going to go down and right click the song. I'm going to go to the keyframe assistant, and we're going to convert audio to keyframes. And then that'll actually create those keyframes and put them onto another layer and call it audio amplitude. And so we just can go over to that. We can just delete the left and right channels and keep both. You can go over to this box over here and click it, and it creates a graph. And that's going to show us all the keyframes from the waveform. So because there's too many audio keyframes here, we're going to actually limit the amount of keyframes, and we're going to get rid of all these ones in the middle. So what we can actually do is we can alt-click the little timer here by the slider, and this is going to bring up the After Effects expressions. And as we do, this little box with text shows up underneath, and we're going to replace this. And you can play around with these values, but we're going to type linear, open parentheses, value, comma 10, comma 40, comma 0, comma 10, with a close bracket. So let's do a new adjustment layer, and this is going to be attached to the audio amplitude layer. Let's add Lumetri color, and let's change like the exposure, maybe some of the blacks and the shadows, just kind of give it a little contrast. So on this new adjustment layer with Lumetri, I'm going to add a LUT. And I think I'm going to use this interstellar look. Just looks great with the blues and, well, anything interstellar. And this will add as an overall adjustment layer, and it'll blend all of our effects and everything together and just give it a little feeling. And then I'm going to add this hue and saturation afterwards, and we're going to cycle through all of the colors throughout the entire song. So you go to the beginning of your video, and then you're going to click the timer and set a keyframe, and then you'll go all the way to the end, and you will move the master hue, I don't know, roughly however many times you want, 15, 20 times throughout the whole song. And that's really it. Now the adjustment layer will just continuously cycle through the colors, but it'll keep on going in and out because we've set the opacity to the audio, so it's always going to be reacting to that. So it'll keep getting brighter and darker and changing each color with it. So that's all there really is to it. You can then throw that back on the Adobe Premiere Pro timeline, or you can just export from there if you just have that one audio file, and your video will react to the music. So hope you enjoyed that tutorial. There'll be more to come, and see you later.